mama. Welcome back. I'm excited about this episode, and you are watching this episode right now because you have watched part 1 and part 2 of this 5-part series, 5 top tips to a pain-free birth. So well done, I congratulate you. Let me know in the comments below how you're doing with the tip number 1, the affirmations, and how you're doing with the visualizations below. Leave a comment, let's share and inspire each other. Okay, so for this part, I'm going to share the a free tip I'm going to share with you right now. What is it? So let me tell you what the trap is. There's a trap that we go through when we're pregnant, and the trap is that when we go about and share our news that we're pregnant, and we were like, oh yeah, I'm pregnant, and then you get a question from a loved one or a friend and goes, oh, how are you feeling about the birth? Or sometimes they won't even ask you. But if you've got friends and loved ones who have had children, they'll probably say to you, oh my gosh, good luck, the birth's going to be painful. I know one of my friends told me this when I was pregnant. Towards the end of my pregnancy, she was like, oh my gosh, you need to be ready for it. It's going to be super painful. It's going to be really hard. Just be ready. And they were very, from a very loving place, but they were quite assertive at the fact that it was a painful experience for them, so therefore it will be a painful experience for me. And what could have happened? 2 things could have happened there. One thing is that I could have said, oh my gosh, I'm really scared now. It is going to be a painful experience. I would have taken on that belief from them, those stories from them, and imposed that into my belief system and created that reality. But what did happen, the second thing that happened instead, is that I took in the information, I appreciated the information, but then I said to myself, okay, I'm going to nip this conversation in the bud, I'm going to ignore it and change the conversation into something positive, because I do not choose to believe that my birth will be as painful or as difficult as unfortunately there was. Okay, so that's the tip I want to share with you. I want you, when you hear negative stories from loved ones, friends, TV, the media, oh my gosh, don't watch what's it called, one baby born every 5 seconds or 1 minute or something like that. The name will pop up here because I can't remember the name. One born every minute. Do not watch that, because that is exaggerated editing that's used. That is not how women give birth. They do not scream their lungs out, and when there's emergencies, it doesn't happen as hectically as that. Anyways, I know that in the media world you can edit very effectively to make something look very dramatic. So do not watch that if you want to have a peaceful, positive birth experience. And what you need to do when loved ones, friends, family, or the media or anyone around you explains a negative story about them giving birth, kindly say to them, thank you so much for sharing some of your story, but can we stop there, because we can continue this conversation after I've given birth, because right now I just want to focus on my pregnancy and having enjoy my pregnancy right now. And then that way they know, okay, great, we don't need to talk about it anymore, and you're not imparting these negative images and visuals in your mind. You don't want to counteract all the amazing work you're doing from part 2 on your visualizations by visualizations of horrible stories that people share around you, because that will have an impact on your birth, on the day that you give birth. It will. So you want to shield yourself, protect yourself from any negative stories, and what you do instead is you watch positive stories. So I'm going to link a couple of positive stories that I love, that I watched a good few times whilst I was pregnant. It was so beautiful to watch, and I kept watching it thinking, I can have a birth like that, I can have a birth like that. Well, I just watched it and felt really, really, really good. And it's a powerful thing to do, because you're literally cementing little positive images in your mind as you go throughout your pregnancy, and you're absorbing positive stories into you, and then your mind is saying, oh, okay, great, this is the birth you want to have, this is what you're going to have, we can make this happen. So it's powerful. So I want you to reject any negative stories. Those stories were their experiences, they do not have to be yours. And I want you to explore, look for positive stories. So if you know any mums that have had positive experiences, ask them questions, find out what was positive about their story, what worked for them. And I'm going to link the videos below. You can find some nice positive birth stories on YouTube, so I'm going to link a couple for you now so you can get started on this tip right now. But this is a powerful, useful tip, because if you don't follow it, you will fall prey to those negative stories, and you'll start to believe that that's the only way you can give birth, by it being traumatic and difficult. And it doesn't have to be like that. Alright, so I'll leave you with that. Definitely stay tuned for the next part of this series, where I'm gonna share with you something super fun you can do on the day of your birth. You prepare for it just a little while before. You can use it before, whilst you're pregnant as well, but on the day of your birth, it's a powerful tool that you can use to get you literally where you can't go wrong with these tips, where everything will be consolidated into one, so that on the day of your birth, you've set the foundation, you've set all the settings, and everything comes together with this tip. So definitely stay tuned for it. It's a beautiful one. And if you haven't watched my birth story already, definitely watch it. I'll link it below, and towards the end of this video you'll be able to click on it as well. And check out my breastfeeding videos as well if you want to breastfeed. I've got some amazing tips that you can prepare yourself for as well, because before I had my baby, I felt like I wasn't preparing for breastfeeding at all, and I wish I had. So these are the videos that I've made that I wish I knew before I had my baby. Anyways, any questions, leave a comment below. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe and click on the bell so that you're notified when the next tip number 5 comes out. Sorry, number 4. I need to got baby brain. Tip number 4 comes out. So definitely stay tuned for that. And I will see you very soon. Mwah.